Good morning, Tommy Grisafi, Advanced Trading, ATI ProMedia. Do we have a show for you? We are live at 9, bringing you the latest headlines. We had a cattle report. We have earnings on the outside markets. Amazon, Meta, Apple. Wow. Stock market's going nuts. It went down big yesterday. It's bounced. We had a Fed meeting. Currently, the 10-year notes, 3.9 yield. Yields are coming in. A lot of chatter going on. Are they going to raise rates, keep rates the same? We'll break it all down. What else do we have? I believe Microsoft paid $40 million for 370 acres, I believe, in Iowa, as they build one of these new data centers. AI, it's not going away. You're going to hear us talk about it a lot on the show. We have none other than Brady Huck. Connor B is signing up a new client. We're not only media people, we actually are brokers too. Connor B.
Connor B's got to work.
Connor B's working.
He's got to work.
On it.
Yeah.
Where's my teleprompter? Who's on the show? You know who's on the show? Hold on.
Brady Huck, Dodge City, Kansas. Contributor, ATI ProMedia.
Oh, man, I had that little gem loaded up. Hey, great show yesterday, live from the field. We need to do more of those.
It was a lot of fun.
And next time you have shit on your boots, say you have shit on your boots, all right? Take it away, my friend. What's going on with cattle?
Well, we had a cattle inventory report yesterday afternoon, and at surface level, first glance, it looked pretty neutral, Tommy. But when you go back and you look and see what some revisions of 23, kind of gets me a little bowled up. And I think the market is excited about it too. We got feeders up $2 here this morning, pushing a little higher. Fats are struggling a little this morning. They're still in the green, but they aren't as hot as the feeders side of things. But the USDA, each report is a survey, Tommy, and they adjust those past numbers to reality. And reality in 23 was a little more bullish than that initial survey. But so it's kind of like running an 8-minute mile, but they stopped you from running at 7/8 of a mile. They stopped the timer at 7/8, so it looks like you ran an 8-minute mile, but you really ran 7/8 of a mile. Interesting things that they did there, but you dig a little deeper past surface level on that report, and I think it's a little more friendly. Less beef heifers, less animals out there. But we got to keep in mind the trend is fewer beef animals out there since the 70s. So we can have some headline generating, news that says lowest cow number since 1952, which is true. But the beef cow herd peaked in the 70s and has been getting smaller since then. We're producing more beef on less animals.
I was going to say carcass weights are up. What was a carcass weight in 72?
I couldn't even tell you there.
We'll find that's out there. We'll get that, and we should put that.
They are
in
up.
Show.
Yeah, 3% since 2014 carcass weights are, and that's not too long ago.
Good fact. We'll break that down. Hey, this Dr. Larry said we have to talk about this grain
export corridor in Ukraine.
Ukraine grain attaché export corridor. So the bottom line, folks, breaking it down simple for you, is there's more grain flowing out of Ukraine than they're talking about. We opened up lower last night. We've been going down since. Currently, corn's down 4, soybeans down 12, wheat's across the board down 4 to 7. Not bullish. And the bulls got all excited. Oh, we had a breakout and upside. This candlestick did this. Listen, this is a bearish thing. This could be all the corn, Brady, that China needs. If Ukraine has this much extra grain and it's flowing the other way out of it, whatever they do, markets have an incredible way of letting product go to the market, right? It's not good to say, hey, we grew grain. You have no way to get it out. Remember when they were going to bring that grain all the way through Ukraine, through Poland, change rail, like one rail system was like this, and then they had to change to this. They're going to get that grain out of there. We don't hear a lot about the Ukraine anymore, but we did last night. All right. What else do we have on the grain front, chart front, cattle front? We got any charts or graphs?
Well, we had an export flash this morning, Tommy. We've been talking about the lack of export sales, and we got one this morning. Kind of surprised me looking at it and seeing Mexico bought some soybeans, but I don't know how big of a bean buyer they are. I was hoping it would be some corn, but got an export flash. So there's some silver lining.
So with that export flash, I have a chart here.
Okay.
That was so bullish. Beans are down 15, right? Right. So March soybeans down 15. They were down more than that. We're all the way down to 1184. Everyone wants to hold this 12 level, and that's just not happening. Real quick, while we're on beans, I'll go over here. You know what? That's actually, I apologize. I have the wrong month. That's March 25. But let's look at March 24 or May 24.
You're looking at Nova or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, first time on the job. May 24 down 14. Same thing. Different month, same price action. We opened up, traded down last night. We went here. This is a 10-minute chart, everyone. But what's real important to our clients, Brady, is this NOV 24. You want to talk about crop insurance? Maybe Joe can, I'm sure he's got a headline for that. And
yeah, we got crop insurance starting today. So we're setting that pre-plant insurance price. A very important month here. And it's not great when we're in the red when we start this pricing period, but going to be some jockeying around here on that. It sets the bar, and then we'll have that price move between now and harvest. And I think that's where you really implement your marketing plan to protect that price as it moves.
Here's D's 24. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, D's 24. What are we? 476, down 3 cents today on corn. I'd have to look back at a weekly or further.
I can get you a weekly.
Got a weekly?
Just tell me what you want. I'm
go
here.
A little deeper.
There we go. Deep dive.
Yeah. I mean, what is that level down there where we peaked at the top?
You want the top?
Have to look here.
I gotta get my bifocals. About 604.
Yeah.
And that was on April 25th, 22. That was
when you start looking at a 2.8 stocks to use ratio or 2.8 carry out and a 20% stocks to use ratio, this thing has a lot further south that it can move, I think, right, Tommy? That's the big
kind of people. Nate Duraco over in the commercial, not Nate Duraco, he's a good dude too, but Nate Mangold. So we got Nate and Nate. Nate Mangold in the commercial department said, I can't believe that D24 has $1 weather premium built into it. And I said, what'd you say? He said, well, last time we had a carry out this big, we were $1 lower. And so we may look back, and this was a great price. I hope I'm wrong. Let me repeat. We may look back, and this was a great price. I hope I'm wrong. When you crunch the numbers, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3 billion carry out, that's not 475 corn usually, Brady.
No. Yeah. That I love your point too of weather premium right there. If you
ask Nate all that, I'm putting it that was Nate's.
But if you ask somebody how much premiums in this market right now, I think most people,
they would say none.
Would say none. There is no.
That's not true. Right. And it's great to come down here to Bloomington and talk to actual brokers and people who do this, who deal with the big grain coming in the elevator. I said the other day on Scott the Cow Guy, I said the American farmer is long a crop and a half. They're long 50-60% of their 23 bushels in corn, and they're long 90% of their bushels in 24. 90 and 60 is 150%. So when we go down like this, it hurts so bad. Real quick, before the show, I asked you, we're going to flip to cattle. I said, is this a buy the rumor, sell the fact?
It felt like it going in, but I think that revision, the revisions, the market likes it. And the cash market on the feeders, we had auction here Wednesday in Dodge City, Kansas at Winter Livestock, and the cash market was really hot. So we're chasing after these feeders. There's only so many feeders left to buy, but the front end, I think we're back to reality on the cash side and watching that choice cut out. Is the packer making money? And will that money trickle downhill? And until the consumer starts saying, I want more beef and I'm willing to pay more dollars for it, I think there's a lid on how high those fats can go.
Well, the ag industry is, it's amazing. It's amazing how efficient the rancher is, how they're getting better. I listened to a podcast this morning, and it was about cattle and dairy and everything else. And coming into the Super Bowl weekend, that's when we consume like the most sour cream and cheese. Thanksgiving, obviously Christmas is a big consumer of dairy products, but Super Bowl weekend is the largest consumption period of chicken wings, all the yummies you eat at the Super Bowl, right? Nachos and all the chips and dips that go with it. So we're in the food business. We're in the ag business here, and it's fun to watch it happen. I felt like I skipped over the headlines too much. Let's talk a little bit about this Microsoft thing. It's just something fun to talk about. Joel popped that up. Microsoft purchase. Let me read this. And you guys could Google this. It'll pop right up. Microsoft buys land in Van Meter for another data campus. The tech giant acquired 377 acres for nearly $40 million. What's this mean to you as a farmer? Well, if you're anywhere with precious land, and it has, like in the state of Iowa, if you've driven around Des Moines lately, it's exploding. Meta, Facebook, Instagram, they have a data center right shy of Des Moines. It's 5 million square feet. It's the fifth largest data center in the world. And so for Microsoft to go purchase 377 acres, I guess for farmers and ranchers, sure, the price of the commodity you're growing is not doing too well, but your land uh, has a value here in America. And amazing fact, fun little tidbit. Crop insurance. We're establishing crop insurance Feb 1. It's go time for crop insurance. We talked about these corn and no beans a little bit. You may not like the prices, but these are the prices we have. The risk needs to be managed, and we could talk about that with clients, off this call. Any other color? Anything you want to add?
That Microsoft piece, the urban sprawl, we talk about less acres there, and it's interesting to me that building, buildings and concrete and solar panels and taken away from farm ground. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Yeah. Hey, Joe, real quick, pop up that bingo chart of the earnings. We got a real pretty chart from our friends over at Plus 500, and I just like the way it looked. And we have a question too. Well, let's get Luke's question, then Joe, you'll pop up that. Oh, here Joe's going back and forth. We're confusing guy.
Luke, cotton.
Answer Luke's question.
Aside from the jump to 90 cents around April of 22, these 24 cotton has been hanging around 80 cents while grains continue to slowly bleed. What can be inferred? Then we're waiting for that cotton special, Tommy. We've got 3 cotton gins here in Kansas, and cotton acres have been down the last couple years in the northern plains, but they really pushed. When corn got cheap, that cotton belt expanded north. Guys looking to make money on different types of crops. We've seen that back off, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Funny you mentioned that. I was reading a blog the other day, and they said, hey, guys, since corn's went to heck, what's our new specialty crop we're all going to do? Remember 5-6 years ago when everyone's going to be a hemp farmer and they were going to kill it growing hemp? We have clients who grew hemp 3 years ago and they still can't sell the product. So make sure there's a bid, even if you don't like the price of the commodity you're growing, make sure there's a bid for it, Brady.
Yep, good point. Yep. And if you got 90-cent cotton on the board and you're planting 90-cent cotton because you don't want to plant $4 corn, go protect that 90-cent cotton.
Yeah, take a look at this card. I know this is a crop and cattle and everything else, but we are a financial channel that loves agriculture, and the stock market's going to have a big influence on what happens here. You got after work, Amazon, Meta, Apple. Those are 3 big companies, probably a combined value of $6 trillion, maybe even more, going to pop earnings after work. The NASDAQ market will have a lot of volatility. So look at where the stock market is now. Maybe later, look at your phone, see where stock market is, and go from there. With that, not bad. 10-year yield 3.9. We had a Fed meeting yesterday. There's a lot of financial things happening. I could have done a whole show talking finances, but it's very important what you had to say about cattle and with crop insurance. So with that, Mr. Huck, is there anything you'd like to say to close the show? Hey, that's all I got.
That's all I got, Tommy. That's all I got.
I love it. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope Connor's signing up accounts. He better be smiling and dialing, that kid. Take the day off.
We miss you, Connor.
See you, bud.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.